Hello. I think I actually managed to make it to going live. Right. Welcome to Maison Brooks and my first live stream from home while I'm off sick from work. Normally I would be doing these videos. Just going to take my rattly jewelry off. Normally I would be doing this kind of video from either the shop or the toy museum. A bit of a frog in my throat. Right, let's get rid of all the noisy stuff from the table. So a box has arrived from the popular website Evil Bay, and as I am grounded at home, if you follow me on the socials, I had an operation on Monday to remove a lump. There's nothing serious, but it's gone now. And hello, Cosmic Toyman. That lump is gone now, and I'm about 5 or 6 days out of surgery, so I'm doing fine, which is good. So while I'm here at home, well, I'm going to say not many people will know this, but the only toy I have at home at the minute is this one. I have nothing. Everything I have is at the shop. And while I've been convalescing at home and going a little bit stir crazy because I can't really walk very far, I've been doing my brain in on aforementioned Evil Bay. And there's a load of stuff that's coming this week that I don't know when it's going to arrive. But I thought I would, yeah, it went great. Thank you very much, Cosmic Toyman. Yeah, so while I've been sat here at home doing my nothing, I've also been doing my wallet in on eBay, buying stuff. Now, for those of you who know, I have a shop at the Toy Museum, and most of my focus really has been on Star Wars figures. And this year is the shop's 75th anniversary. So what I thought I would do was actually stop being so look at, well, fill in the gaps basically in the museum that we don't have a look at more of the history and development of toys. So what I've got in here, I've got my safety knife, my minimum pocket safety knife, and while I'm waffling, I shall carefully zip this open. What I've discovered while I've been, I mean, this is a huge box. I think there's only 2 action figures in here, which is nuts. That's my wife texting me at the shop. See what's gone wrong now while I'm live. Oh, someone wants to know the price of something. There we go. Sorry about that. Apologies. Telling stuff while I'm live and I'm not even at work. So in here are 2 figures from a toy line that well, I'd not really ever considered. And what I've been doing this year for the museum is we've done things like got the Big Jim Tiger to go with the Battle Cat because that's the toy that made that toy. And I've got some, I've got an Evel Knievel and some Indiana Jones figures from Market Blue Harvest Toys who we're always kind of swapping and selling with. And as well, Cosmic Toyman, who I think is watching unless he's fallen asleep. Careful, yeah, showing my home address, right? Okay, well, it's out there now. Yeah, Cosmic Toyman, who I need to go and see his shop sometime when I'm better and not working. So we're filling in the gaps in the toy museum. We've got some Indiana Jones stuff. I've nearly completed the Tomitron set of figures. I've just one more that's on its way from the Netherlands. I bought something from Leicester Vintage Toys. They have a famous client, and what I wanted to do was get something from him for the museum. So I'm going to be doing a video on unboxing that soon. That's quite cool. And if you're on my Instagram, you've seen it already. But shameless plug for my Instagram. But this is a toy line that I've never had any figures of from. Don't know anything about it. And, well, they're a lot bigger than I thought, which is always a good thing. Let's get them open. So, obviously, me being a bit of a sci-fi fan, I've never had any. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I've never had any figures from the movie Dune before, and I know there is a new version of the movie. If I do that, will he stand on there? That's super wobbly. He looks quite a happy chappy, doesn't he, really? So none of these have their accessories, but again, that's part of the thrill of the chat. I think he, oh no, oh, there we go. Yeah, that's definitely knackered. But it doesn't matter, because he's only ever going to get stood like that. I think his being played with days are over. So we have a Fremen, and I think it's Raban or Raband. I should really have checked that before I did it. Well, I should have researched it before I started doing a live stream, shouldn't I, really? But who cares, right? I'll put the safety knife out the way, get rid of the incredibly ridiculous amount of packaging, and let's take a look at these toys. Cool figures. I had a full set in not so long ago. Got a nice mint seal box sandworm at the moment. Yeah, the sandworm is a bit of a comedy legend in toys, isn't it? It's one of those, looks a bit wrong, basically. But like I say, as a very blinkered toy collector, I've never had any of these before. I don't even remember them being in the shops, to be fair. I mean, it's 1984, so I wasn't drinking then. So I don't know why I would not have looked at them. I remember seeing the film and quite enjoying it. I think it was David Lynch that directed it, and he was as mad as a box of frogs. Did he do was Boxing Helena one of his, maybe? I don't know. But it had the guy from Twin Peaks, it had Captain Picard, it had the incredibly attractive, for about 2 movies, then you never saw her again, and apparently she's as mad as a box of frogs, Sean Young, and the guy from The Police, which I don't have the figure for. And these, if I remember rightly, had some really weird accessories, like the Fade, who Sting played in the film, comes with a cat in a box that, if you've not seen the film, I'm not going to explain why there's a cat in a box, but why they put it with that character, I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So I thought I would start a collection. Like I say, I've started an Indiana Jones collection now. I've started a collection of these. I've nearly completed my Tron figures. Got a little bit nuts on Micronauts as well at the minute, but I think they're rather cool and a little bit underrated. Oops. That's me demonstrating my clumsiness. Phallic, not at all. No, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to say it's not, well, it's equally as phallic as the, I don't, what kind of, is that a disco action? I'm not sure. So, this is me at my best demonstrating clumsiness. Yeah, phallic toys. I'm on about the Colonial Viper and the court notes, if you read them, describing what that toy is and why it was so dangerous and why there was a big lawsuit about them. These are way bigger than Star Wars figures. They're a lot more, they feel a lot more solid. The casting's good. The features are okay. There's no way I can read that. So I'm not quite sure who made these. If you'll let me know, Mr. Cosmic Toyman. I should know, but my memory's not what it used to be. I think I've said that many times. No, I'm trying to read. I don't think it'll pick up on there, will it? I'm wearing glasses, but they're still no use anyway. So those are my first two June figures, or figures from the movie June. I don't know if anyone has seen any of the figures from the later, well, from the new franchise movies, if they're any good or not, and whether they're worth collecting. These seem to, with their accessories, do quite well. And on the second hand, like I said, I mean, I mainly focus on Star Wars toys, but I don't think I've ever seen these in the shop. We've never had them before, so they're kind of perfect candidates for the toy museum. Really, they deserve to go in there. Because, like I say, what I'm trying to do is build up a history of action figures and toys. And the more I move around, the more I see them wobbling and think I'm going to knock them over. This chap, though, the face is, I mean, he's supposed to be a bit of a monster and a naughty boy, but looks a bit simple there, doesn't he? He's certainly very pleased with himself. 1984, so what would these be competing with? Well, it's kind of the height of He-Man, really. So you've really kind of got your work cut out for you. I think the whole thing with the converting one of Frank Herbert's books, June, into a movie was quite difficult. I know the Sci-Fi Channel did a whole mini-series, and sort of compacting the whole book into one movie isn't easy, and it means unless you understand the story, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's kind of a bit like the Harry. But I think they're pretty cool, even without their accessories. Let's have LJN, so more common with Thundercats, really. Right, okay, right. So a little bit later than He-Man then. So competing with Thundercats. And again, Thundercats is a toy line that I think I've only got two pieces from, and I only came across one of those, was given to me by Mark from Blue Harvest Toys, and the other one came in by accident. It just seems to be, I don't know if it's my age or, you know, kind of pass on. In the past, I've passed on these things just because they were not in my wheelhouse, mainly focusing on Star Wars toys. But I think really what I need to do is broaden my my toy education, other than, well, on anything other than James Bond cars and Star Wars figures. Although they do kind of take up quite a big chunk of the shop. Recently, we've been doing incredible well with Spawn stuff, but I think gothic stuff is very in at the minute, and that's maybe why. I imagine as a toy line, although, like I say, I've not done any research on these, and probably to my detriment in this video, but I imagine it didn't do very well as a toy line. I don't know why, but I think the film maybe didn't help. It's a film I quite liked. I enjoyed it, to be fair, but any kind of science fiction at that age, I would absorb with glee. In between Star Wars figures, yeah, it was out. It was out before Return of the Jedi, wasn't it? Maybe so. I wonder why it never took off. Anyway, those are my first two figures from the June toy line, without accessories. Rather cool. I mean, they still stand up. Joints are stiff. There's a little bit of paint. No, there's not any paint where it's belt buckles. So there's not a huge amount of paint there. I don't know how well these have been played with or not. They weren't expensive. I think I paid about 30 quid for the two of them. No, it was 20 quid with the postage for the two. Bad at all, really. Probably could pick them up cheaper at a car boot sale if I got lucky, but that's the thing about targeted buying. When you need to get something, if you're filling in gaps in your collection or just looking for things, then you've got to spend the money to get them. Right, that was my first live from home, which hopefully wasn't too terrible. And thank you, Cosmic Toyman, for jumping in and leaving comments, chatting with me in the comment section. I'm going to see if I can figure out how to end the live stream, which is probably going to be very terribly done. I'm going to be staring at the camera on my computer for while you're all watching me hysterically. At least I haven't dropped anything, broken anything, knocked anything over in this video, which I'm inclined to do. Take care, stay safe. I'm on the mend, and I'll see you soon as I've got some more toys arriving in the post, and I'll do another terrible live stream. Have fun. How does this work then? What am I doing? No. No. Maybe.